Gretchen.
Thank you.
I think, Dana, that I want to get this right out of the way off the top. You admit that you were wrong in the sense that you were driving drunk on this night back in May after a wedding. You pled guilty in July to that charge and you received probation. But with that out of the way, what happened to you after that, in many people's minds, and most, is inexcusable. What happened when you got to the jail cell?
I was patted down by a female officer, and I was cooperating, and then I was forcibly attacked to the floor by 3 other male officers. From there, I was carried by all 4 officers to a cell where they stripped me completely naked and left me lying on the cell floor. I felt very degraded, very scared, felt very helpless.
So even though that you were inebriated, you knew that you were feeling completely degraded. Were you fearful about what might happen next?
I was very fearful. I recall lying there, being as still as I could, in fear that they may come back inside. I had lots of thoughts going through my head. I wasn't sure if they came back in, what might happen to me.
In what way?
With them removing my clothes, I kind of had a fear of maybe rape. I'm not sure. That was a thought going through my mind.
So they eventually put you in some sort of a padded suit. They put a blanket around you. This is how you're fingerprinted and photographed. Mr. Eckel, I've got to ask you, I mean, obviously a violation of civil rights here, but is this also criminal?
It is. In Illinois, it's specifically provided in the statutes that if the requirements of a proper strip search are violated, it becomes official misconduct, which is a Class 3 felony. We're going to be meeting with the LaSalle County State's Attorney in the near future and encourage them to conduct a criminal investigation of these officers and, in fact, indict them.
In the meantime, though, you have filed a federal lawsuit against LaSalle County authorities, correct?
That's right. On Monday, we filed an action in federal court in Illinois under the Federal Civil Rights Act for the violations that occurred to Dana, and that case is pending now.
So what excuse have they given you, either Dana or Mr. Eckel? I mean, it's my understanding that the law says you can only be strip searched by the same sex of a police officer, which obviously didn't happen, and that they have to have a reasonable understanding or reasonable excuse to think that you might be carrying drugs on your body or some sort of weapon, right?
Gretchen, that's absolutely correct. The statute requires there has to be reasonable grounds to believe that the inmate has either drugs or a weapon on them. There has to be prior approval from a supervisor. The search has to be conducted by a guard of the same sex, and it has to be in a secluded area. Mm-hmm. In this case, all provisions were violated by LaSalle County sheriffs.
And that attorney, Terry Eckel, went on to say that after Ms. Holmes came forward, 7 other women have contacted him saying similar things have happened to them. We have reached out now to the sheriff's office for their response, and they have said no comment, but we will continue to follow this story for you.